Problem 3b. Which inequality represents all the solutions to 0 is greater than or equal to minus 8 minus 3 times the quantity x minus 4? These symbols, these greater than, less than symbols that make inequalities, are very, very similar to solving equations. They're very similar to equal signs. And we can pretty much treat them like an equal sign, except for a couple of things, which I will cover when we get to it in this problem. So essentially what we're going to try and do is get x by itself on one side of this symbol and all the numbers on the other side. So again, we will start by distributing this. So I'm going to write down what I have. I have 0 is greater than or equal to minus 8. Okay, minus 3 times x is minus 3x. And then minus 3 times minus 4 is positive 12. I can combine like terms here. That becomes 4, and the minus 3x is still there. So is my greater than or equal to symbol and the 0. I want to get x by itself. I am going to get rid of this 4 by taking it away from both sides. Minus 4 is less than or equal to minus 3x. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. And I'm going to get 4 over 3, which is positive. I'm going to switch this sign, and this becomes x. And the reason I'm switching this sign is because I divided by a negative 3. So let me explain why I'm doing that. Anytime you have an inequality, a greater than or less than, or greater than or equal to, less than or equal to symbol, and you divide by a negative, it switches the direction of this symbol here. And here's why. So, for example, let's say we have 20 is bigger than or equal to 10. Okay, so this is a true statement. 20 is greater than or equal to 10. If I divide by negative 5, this becomes negative 4, and this becomes negative 2. Which one of these is greater? The minus 2 is. The minus 2 is. And when you're thinking about greater than, you can think about the number line, right? So if here's 0, here's minus 2, and here's minus 4. So you can see that minus 2 is on the right of minus 4. So that's why this symbol here. So really the only difference between an equal sign and an inequality, like a greater than sign, greater than or equal to, is when you're dividing by a negative, you have to switch the sign. So that's why I did that here. When I divided by the negative, I had to switch the sign. So my solution is x is greater than or equal to 4 over 3. It's positive. Notice that all of these are written with the x on the left side, so that's fine. We just know that the greater than or equal, the alligator is going to eat the x, not the 4 over 3. So if we look here, that's this one right here. Even though it looks like it's backwards, notice that this greater than sign, it's the bigger side is pointing towards the x. Here, the bigger side is pointing towards the x. Okay, so the correct answer here is C.